tuition for a 4-year college degree. Meanwhile, at Target, employees are not happy about having to be happy. The company implementing a new staff policy called 10-4. When employees are within 10 feet of a customer, they're required to use friendly body language, like smiling and making eye contact. When they're within 4 feet, they must personally greet the customer. But workers are already not smiling, saying nothing says corporate joy like a mandatory smile, and there is no way they've lived on this planet for years and think, oh, waving is a completely natural thing to do with guests. Now, let's all wave and welcome in the Ruthless Podcast crew. It's Josh Holmes.
What in the world? Hold on. I need to hear those restrictions again because they defined it in a policy, the actual measurements. Hold on a second.
Greet the customer, but workers are already not.
Wait a second.
When they're within 4 feet, they must personally greet the customer, but workers are already not smiling, saying feet of a customer, they're
6
required
feet.
to use friendly body language,
Friendly
like
body
smiling
language.
and making eye contact. When they're within 4 feet, they must personally greet the customer, but workers are already not smiling, saying nothing says corporate joy like a mandatory smile, and there is no way they've lived on this planet.
That is insane. That is insane. And goodness gracious, man. Like, can leadership be any more disconnected? Let me tell you something. I get it. I get kind of why they're doing this. Because if you're trying to differentiate yourself from your biggest competitor, which obviously would be Walmart, then that would be the easiest and most cost-effective way to differentiate yourself, right? It's like Chick-fil-A. I guess they're trying to get that type of image because if you go on Walmart, like they just don't give a hell. Like it feels like you're bothering them if you ask them for help. It's been so many times I've been in Walmart and I try to ask somebody like just where something is and they're walking and they're like, I'm on break. And it's like, oh, but so it's one thing to just listen, be friendly if you're engaging with a customer. But to have these restrictions that's so fake and you think that the customers won't be able to pick up on it. And let me tell you something, how do you even enforce this? Imagine your manager creeping behind the clothing rack somewhere, creeping behind the clothing rack somewhere, and they come and try to coach you and they pull out the freaking yardstick, not the yardstick, the thing that you can actually pull it, to measure, and they say you were this amount of feet. I'm gonna have to give you a verbal warning right now. If it happens again, your body language wasn't friendly. You should have been more cat corner, and you were coming off a little physically imposing there. Don't stand. Don't box yourself up with the customer. You want to stand at an angle. That's crazy. That's too much, and that's kind of ambiguous. Oh, whoops. That's kind of ambiguous, if you ask me.
Planet for years and think, oh, waving is a completely natural thing to do with guests. Now, let's all wave and welcome in the Ruthless Podcast crew. It's Josh Holmes, Comfortably Smug, Michael Duncan, and John Ash.
And that's draining too. To like being monitored like that, like every second you just have to be acting happy and joyful. I'm sorry. Not everybody's like that.
Is this generational, boys? I feel like that's. I wouldn't think it needed to be codified, but maybe it does if you're having to convince people who work in the aisles of Target not to be rude.
Yeah, hold on.
That's not being rude. What? So not smiling and having friendly body language to everybody is being rude now? I feel like being rude is something active that you actively did, not passive. By not doing something, you're being rude. Come on, man.
Hold on a sec. I'm still stuck on Randy Weingarten out at a barista strike.
What's she
The lived
doing there?
experience of baristas.
I mean, this lady, she's got a job description like a schizophrenic billionaire. I mean, is she a teachers union rep?
Right. Yeah.
Like, hey, hats off for the education of our children. Let's mix in the barista strike while you're at it. It makes it's unbelievable to me. Look, I think all of these segments that you've done back to back to back are all interrelated. No question there's affordability crisis. No question there is a housing crisis. No question, all those things. But you also have this entitlement sense amongst, and I don't think it's generational, honestly, Will. People very easily put that in the box. Like young people don't appreciate what we've done. I'm not sure that's what it is. But there is a segment of society where there is an entitlement sense that they don't work for the company works for them. And it's under what circumstances that they'll
What?
actually perform
That's what he took away from that? So they don't find anything wrong with that? That's
the
interesting.
lowest common denominator of their job. Smile? Is that offensive? Your job is to interact with the public who are buying stuff in your store. Of course you're going to smile. Like what? How is that? That is a bare
I feel like that's a little invasive on somebody to like control like the way that they are. Because if you're really not like that, then that's going to be very draining. And then it's like you have to like recalibrate once you leave work and get back to who you were.
minimum. If that becomes a problem, you shouldn't work there.
I'm gonna take the other side.
Oh my God.
As a customer, I don't want a service employee to make eye contact. I'm
Yes.
I'm in a Target.
Oh
I'm
my
probably
gosh.
in a
Yes.
rush. They're already trying to
Exactly.
get me to volunteer to work for them with the like self-checkout line. No. I'm not working for Target for free. They're clearly not
Thank
even
you.
paying their people enough. They're forcing them to smile and greet people.
Shocking take from the guy that wears sunglasses.
Dude, I was going to make that point closer to the end, but he already addressed the elephant in the room. Let me tell you something, man. There's a such thing as over customer service. So where it's just creepy. And it's like there's sometimes, man, when you go to the store and you're just trying to get in and get out. And having like this like creepy person, hey, how are you? Hey, tell me about your day. And it's like, oh, I'm okay. You're trying to still be nice. You're not trying to be offensive. But it's like, listen, I'm trying to move. Like, you're actually pulling me in and pulling me away from what I'm trying to do right now. There's this store near where I live. And, it's a smaller store, but they are overstaffed. Like, when you walk in there, it's like you're walking into a cult because there's so many staff members and you might be the only customer coming in. And every step you go, every aisle, there's somebody approaching you and they're nice and they're trying to help you and they're trying to help you make a selection. But it's like, sometimes there's friction of me even going there. I'm like, I have to like get my mind right. I'm like, do I even want to go in here right now? Like they're about to lose business because I just don't feel like going through the. Everybody's gonna be like, hey, how are you? Hey, how you doing, man? How's your day? It's like, oh, goodness gracious. So I 100% resonate. I'm glad somebody said it. It would have been wild if everybody just agrees that that makes sense.
Glasses on television. I don't want
No.
eye contact. Just for the audience's
No eye
record,
contact.
he's not blind. He's just wearing the
I'm not-
shades. Shocking take.
I'm not
This
going to
man.
check out my own toilet paper and the drinks I'm buying. I'm bringing them to an employee. I want them to look down, push it out, put it in the bag. I'm trying to get out of here and go home as fast as possible.
Yeah, I mean, Will, I think the thing that's the most demoralizing about this Starbucks issue is they did this on Red Cup Day, which is the kickoff of the holiday season. This is a new front in the war on Christmas.
Oh, there it is.
Must stop it. We must stop
Boy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
smart
finish this up. I'm gonna finish this up where it started with Randy Weingarten. This
Starbucks employees going on strike is crazy. Baristas going on strike. I don't know if that job is that essential for you to be able to go on strike. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad somebody said it. So I wasn't just the only person. I prefer you just be authentic. I prefer people can just be themselves. Not everybody is all cheery, happy, and that's okay. There's different type of people, right? Maybe some people are more introverted. I don't want an introvert going out of their way trying to be an extrovert because it's gonna come off cringy and uncomfortable. Um, that's just too much. I get why they're doing it, but I think for one, you don't you don't want people dreading to come to work day after day, especially if you want them to be there for a while. That's going to be hard to retain them. And yeah, I mean, it can be a good habit as far as customer service goes, especially for younger people to learn that. But when we're talking about 4 feet, 6 feet, and we're getting so granular with the policy of it, I think that's a little wild. Like imagine like you just walking towards somebody and they're like scrambling, trying to like, oh shit, it's 4 feet. Let me and hey, that's like that's gonna be kind of crazy. I might go on Target today just to go test it out. I might go test it out today and see. And I'll be like, hey, I'm 4 feet. I know the rule. Make the adjustment. But y'all like the video. Also subscribe if you want to join the Legion. Cash App link below if you want to buy your boy iced coffee. Tip the channel. And also feel free to join the Patreon where I'll post self-improvement content. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video.